My name is Cody, and I own Rattlesnake Ready LLC. We train dogs to keep their noses out of rattlesnakes, essentially, and want to make sure that if they go out in the desert, they know not to get bit, because unfortunately that's a big problem here in Arizona where dogs encounter rattlesnakes. So snake bite's a very serious thing, and it is to some extent preventable. If the dogs have been taught to avoid a rattlesnake, they can lessen their chances of being bitten. If a dog gets bit, it's obviously easy to panic, but the biggest thing is, unless it's a real tiny dog, I mean, generally speaking, unless it's a very severe bite, you can probably make it to the veterinary hospital, and that's just your biggest focus. The best snake bite kit you can have is a cell phone and a set of car keys. Essentially, our training process has always been 4 steps, and everything's kind of by design, including the order we do it. 2 live rattlesnakes, a small one and a large one. They're muzzled so they can't bite, using a special medical tape that's safe for the snake and not harmful, but keeps the snake from being able to bite the dog. We essentially put the first little snake out. Most dogs approach it willingly. When they get too close, we correct them using the e-collar that they'll be wearing, and they usually blame the snake and back away almost immediately. It doesn't take much at all. After they've successfully learned to avoid the first snake, then we take them over to a different spot. There's a fresh shed skin from usually a diamondback. We'll let them sniff that, teach them that's a threat as well. We want them to think that just evidence of a rattlesnake is a threat, get away from it. Then we have a recording that we play, so out of a little speaker hidden in a bush, make sure the dog understands to run from rattling using that. 3, 2, watch out, good girl, leave it. Good job, get out of there. And then we end with an adult diamondback, which usually by that point, the dog wants nothing to do with it. So if they're clearly afraid of it and they're giving it lots of space, going around it, doing everything they're supposed to, then at that point they're good and then training's over. So we've seen this work for prairie rattlesnakes, western diamondbacks, Arizona black rattlesnakes, so several different species. So luckily, I think with the training is the dogs do a pretty good job of generalizing that all rattlesnakes are a threat. Really, the only criteria for our training is the dogs have to be at least 6 months or older. So really young puppies we won't do, but once they're 6 months and older and have developed a little more and have confidence, they can handle it. On the other end of that is the older dogs, which older ones can go through it and they do learn just fine as long as their senses are working good. It is very safe for the dogs to go through this process. We use a special medical tape to muzzle the snake, and so the snakes aren't harmed by it, and it just temporarily keeps their mouth closed in a way that the dog can safely get close to the snake without actually being harmed by the snake. The only thing that's going to happen is the dog will learn to be afraid of the snake. Essentially, any dog that is not pretty much only indoors, I think, should get rattlesnake training. And it's not just true, here in Arizona, there's rattlesnakes found throughout the entire country. There's only a couple states that don't have some kind of rattlesnake.